Hello everyone, and welcome to today's Crash Course webinar brought to you by Benchmark Email. My name is Robert Schweikert, and I'll be your host for today's presentation. In today's presentation, we're going to be going over a few of the basics and getting started with your new Benchmark Email account. Let's get started. Now, after logging into your Benchmark Email account for the first time, you may be required to complete two simple steps. Initially, you'll want to verify your email address, and second, you'll want to add any organization information as well. After you've completed those first steps, you'll want to upload a valid list of contacts to start engaging with. To upload a list, you'll need to navigate over to your contacts dashboard by clicking Contacts here. Once the contact dashboard loads here, you'll see we have a few different options to create sign-up forms or segments. And in this case, we're going to create a new email list. So we'll select Create New List here. In creating a new list, we're given a couple of different options of what kinds of lists that we can create: a regular email list or a targeted list. We're going to use a regular list for today. On this screen here, we're given four different options of uploading contacts to your Benchmark email account. You can upload from a file. You may copy and paste contacts up to 50 at a time, add contacts individually, or use a third-party service to import your contacts. We'll upload from a file. It's always important to give the file a name. I'm going to use today's date for that. On this screen, we're given the option to browse for a file. Let's do that. Found my file here. Going to hit open. We're going to go ahead and select next. Once on this screen here, we'll want to ensure that we've mapped the fields correctly. And in order to map the fields, we will need to scroll from left to right and just ensure that each one of our columns corresponds with a value in the dropdown. Here we have email address, we have first name, we have middle name. Scroll down just a tad bit. Last name, email preference, just ensuring that we have everything here. All right, any fields that we don't want to have, we'll just make sure that we have ignore here. We're going to go ahead and hit save and next. Excellent. So the import is in progress. This may take a few minutes as it states right here. The list will actually be subject to list approval. In that, we're actually going to be looking to check the validity of the contacts that you've uploaded, just to ensure that everyone there is actually a valid contact or subscriber to send to. Let's go ahead and go back to the dashboard here, and we'll navigate by clicking the home button, which is the benchmark logo in the upper left corner. Now, after we've uploaded a list of contacts, we'll want to create our first email. So let's go ahead and jump into that. As you can see here, we can simply create a new email by selecting this button here. Again, we're given two different types of options of how to create our first campaign. We have a regular email campaign, or we have an RSS feed campaign. We're going to use the regular email. In selecting the regular email, we're given three options of which editors we'd like to use. We have our featured editor, which is our drag and drop editor that has tons of mobile responsive templates that are at the ready for you. We also have, for the more savvy marketer, the code editor to be able to create and design your campaign via HTML. And then lastly, we have our plain text editor, typically for transactional emails or just for that nice, sleek, plain text look. Now we're in the first step of creating an email. This is the details page. Now this is important to give it some identifying information, and because we're going to be welcoming new subscribers, we're going to call this our welcome series. All right, give it a subject line. Continuing down, we have a few other options here. Preview text is a very powerful way of being able to add a little bit more to your subject line. You may notice in your own inbox that you have preview text that's located just below the subject line. And in that, the purpose of this is to give you a little bit of extra characters to start to play around with some of the phrasing that you use. A great example is I like to ask an open-ended question and then answer that question simply in the preview text. We're going to just continue from here. We have our from name, our from email address. We want to ensure that we have this correctly. And we have a reply to email address, just in case you'd like to have someone else reply separately. Continuing down, we have some content options. A permission reminder simply reminds your subscribers while they're receiving this email. Below that, we have an include web page version that ensures that no matter what the proficiency is of your recipients, that they'll always have the opportunity of viewing the email in a web browser. We have some tracking and sharing options here. And once we're satisfied with all of these settings, we're going to go ahead and hit Save and Next. Now in the second step here, this is the list selection. And as you can see, we already see the list that we've uploaded. So it only took a few moments. We're going to go ahead and select that list because this is who we're going to start to engage with. On this screen, you can actually select multiple lists if you wish to do so. You may also actually use an exclusion list. An exclusion list is very powerful if you're only wanting to target a certain group of subscribers and exclude others. For instance, if we had a list of subscribers and they happen to overlap onto another list, we may want to exclude one list of subscribers from the other to ensure that they're not going to be sent twice. We're going to hit Save and Next to continue. Now we've reached our editor. Here, this is step 3. I like to break this particular step into 3 sections. First, we have layouts, which is the basic structure of the campaign. Second are the building blocks. Third is global styles. This is going to be for more of the color and contrast in the background. Now, we're in step 1 as it indicates here in layouts. We can either choose from a blank layout or we can jump right into one of the templates. I highly recommend taking a look at the templates first. In doing so, you'll notice over to the left-hand side, we have various filters. This will help you narrow down your search. Simply select the type of email you'd like to look into. As you can see, everything slightly changes here. You can also narrow that down a little bit more by going into industry or calendar holiday as well. For this, we'll just select one of my favorite templates. This is recent news. Allowing this template to load will then take us into our next step. This is blocks. This is where you're going to be able to start to build the campaign. Something good to do in the beginning is to show the blocks so you know what you're working with by simply selecting Show Blocks here. As you can see, the blocks have all been highlighted in green, and as we scroll down, you'll see that there's various blocks that encompass this entire campaign. Something to note here is that we have 4 different icons on each one of the blocks. The first is a crosshair. Simply click and hold to reposition that block elsewhere. We have an edit option, and then we have a copy option here as well. And lastly, a trash can, just in case you ever want to delete that particular section. Now in editing a section, you can simply select the edit option here, and this will open up a new window for us. To reposition a block, simply click and hold and drag that down. You can reposition just about anything here. If you'd like to edit a specific piece of content or a block, just simply click the edit option. As you can see, we're given some editing options over to the left. This is indicating this is an image block. We have background color, we have a border. This is the number of pixels for that border. Horizontal padding, vertical padding. The horizontal padding is a margin between this line and the line next to it and the width of the email. And vertical padding is the height. Down here, we have a simple edit for Photoshop editing, replace image, or make that image a link. We can also add alternative text or reposition where that image aligns. Once we're satisfied with everything here, we can hit Save and Close. Continuing down, we have a text block here. Simply select the text block to highlight it in red, indicating that it's now editable. And you'll notice in our text block, we have the container and the content. Let's start with content. As you can see here, a content can simply be split into several columns if you'd like, a 1 column or a 2 column. You may also offset the column to the left, to center, or to the right. We have a gutter size that will separate the distance between the two, line height, and mobile styling. Next, we have the container. Now this is what contains all of that content. As you can see here, this is what's within the container. We have our horizontal padding and our vertical padding to lengthen or shorten these margins. And we also have a background color. Again, we have our toolbar across the top. This will allow us to do our basic text editing. We have bold, italicize, underline, strike through, even changing the font color. Continuing, we have other options here as well, making a link, creating an anchor, inserting an image or video, or even adding an attachment. Something else very popular to point out here is we have a merge field. Now this merge field allows you to personalize each message. So if you wanted to personalize this particular message to greet one of your subscribers formally, simply highlight the text here, delete everything there, make sure that we have our cursor in the beginning of this block, and we'll select the merge option. We'll go down to greeting, and here we have our primary greeting. We can have it say hello, and then it'll embed the person's first name. We can have it say dear or greetings. Now, if for any reason you don't have that person's first name in the first name field or column, an alternate greeting will appear, and it'll just simply say greetings. To insert that, just click update. As you can see here, we now have hello first name. It's a very popular way of being able to formally address each one of your subscribers. Then you just continue writing your content. Continuing down, we have a button block. Button blocks are very popular for redirecting traffic back to your website or to other partner sites as well. Simply select the block to highlight it in red. Again, we have our content and container. The content is what's within the container itself. To change the button to render a different verbiage, just simply highlight that here and say, maybe click here. Next, we have our link URL. This is where you'll redirect this subscriber to. We have some other options here as well, like button color, the border around the button, the alignment, horizontal button padding, vertical button padding, and corner radius. If you happen to have multiple buttons throughout your campaign, you can apply this particular styling to the remaining of your buttons. Once you're satisfied with that, you'll hit save and close. Continuing down, we have some other images that you can simply replace with your own or even the text. And for those of you who would like to link your social pages, you'll simply be able to drag over your social share or follow-up options by clicking and dragging on over. As you can see here, we have 3 initial icons. To remove an icon, simply click to delete. To add an icon, you'll simply click the content section here, go to add service, find the service you'd like to add in, and click the plus sign. You can change the position of these, even the size, along with the alignment. Again, we have some gutter styling, which will change the distance between each icon, and mobile styling as well. Be sure to click on each one of the icons to ensure that you're linking them back to your website specifically. Once you've done everything here, maybe you would like to add some aesthetics. Simply go to Global Styles. In Global Styles, we have several different color schemes you can choose from. You can even create your own and save it. If you want to jump into each individual section and edit that, you're welcome to do so by simply clicking on the section you'd like to edit. This is the full background color. We have our pre-header, our body 2, footer, and email border. Simply select the option that you'd like to change, go into the color palette that we have available here, select the color or create your own. Once you're satisfied with everything, it's always nice to be able to preview or send yourself a test. In previewing, you'll see a live version of your email, so any of your links may be live, and also it's pulling in the first person's name here from our merge field from earlier. Once we're happy with everything here, go ahead and take a look at the mobile version as well. Once we're satisfied with what we see, we can go ahead and hit save, and we'll hit save and next to continue. We have now reached our last and final step. This is our checklist review. You can simply view the email if you wish to do so. You'll see the name of the list that you're looking to send to. If there was an exclusion list, a total number of calculated recipients, our from email address, and then we have our subject line here as well. Down here is our scheduled details. This is very important that we take into consideration that if we want to send this email out immediately, it can take up to 10 minutes. You may also schedule your campaign for one of the next 365 days in advance, simply selecting schedule delivery. You'll select the date and the time. Do be careful and mindful of your own time zone, just in case you're sending across multiple time zones. You don't want to be sending too early or too late. Once we're satisfied with everything, we'll go ahead and hit schedule. And that's it, we're done. We have now scheduled our first campaign. Thank you everyone for attending. If you'd like to see more features, feel free to go ahead and contact your engagement specialist. They're more than happy to take you through a personal one-on-one product demonstration. If you have any further questions, you can always reach out 24/7 via our online chat, phone, or email support.